He screamed over a parking spot, so I made it mine. I barely drive. My Honda leaves the garage maybe twice a week, tops. Once for groceries, once for appointments. That's it. I work from home, live in a mid-size apartment complex with a half-decent underground garage, and until last month, I paid $40 less each month for a non-reserved parking sticker because, honestly, why spend more when I never need a special spot? Then came Purple Face. That Tuesday, I'd just come back from a dental appointment and needed to swing into a reserved spot for 20 seconds, so I could back into a non-reserved one directly behind it. Totally normal, not a crime. But the second I touched the brakes, this ancient RAV4 came barreling around the corner like it was chasing a stolen toddler. The guy inside, early 50s, angry eyes, thinning hair, red polo stretched over his gut, finger already on the horn before his wheels stopped. He rolled his window down and started shouting before I even stepped out of my car. "You can't park there. You don't have the sticker. That's my spot." I told him, calmly, that I was backing into the spot behind it. This wasn't a conflict, but he wouldn't let it go. "I park there every day. That's my spot. You don't belong there. This wasn't an assigned spot. All the reserved signs just said reserved parking. There are no names, no numbers, just a rule. If you have a reserved sticker, you can park in any reserved spot." He clearly didn't care. It wasn't about policy. It was about power. I got out of my car, walked away while he was still yelling, and made it to the elevator. That's when I noticed something. The spot was right next to the elevator door, 10 feet closer than the rest. That's all it was. Convenience. This guy was throwing a tantrum over a 10-foot walk, so I walked straight past my floor and went to the leasing office. Janet, the property manager, raised an eyebrow when I asked for the upgraded parking sticker. "Didn't you say it was a waste of money last year?" I changed my mind. She handed over the sticker. I slapped it on my windshield before I even got back to my apartment. The next morning, I set my alarm for 7 a.m. and watched from my living room window like it was National Geographic. At 7:15, the angry RAV4 came down the ramp looking for its throne, but I was already there, parked neatly in his precious spot. I made coffee. At 6 p.m., I heard the honking. I peeked out again. There he was, circling like a shark. Drove by my car 3 times before finally parking 3 spots down, fuming. The next morning, repeat. I'd wait for him to leave, move my car into the spot, and let him discover it every evening. The man was spiraling. By day 3, he got out and checked my windshield to see if my sticker was fake. Nope, fully upgraded, fully legal. He just stood there staring at it like someone had renamed his kid without telling him, so I left him a note. Nothing aggressive, just taped a post-it on his windshield that said, "Hope your day goes better than your parking." He lost it. I started writing a new note every morning. "Your parking buddy says hi. Happy Thursday from spot 23. Reserve spots. Gotta love him." Next thing I knew, he was showing up at random hours, trying to catch me in the act. Problem is, I work from home. I see him coming. I'd wait until he left for work, take the spot, then settle in with popcorn. One afternoon, he actually knocked on my door, holding one of my notes in his shaking hand. "You parking in my spot? It's not your spot, man. Anyone with a sticker can park there. I've parked there for 3 years. Everyone knows it's mine, and now I park there." Funny how things change. He tried to argue he had some unofficial claim. I shrugged. Should have paid for a numbered space. He stormed off, called the rental office. Janet called me afterward, laughing. "He said you're harassing him." "What did you say?" I reminded him how reserved parking works. Also, I told him post-its aren't a hate crime. 2 weeks in, Purple Face gave up. He started parking across the garage, as far from the elevator as possible. Total surrender. But I wasn't done. Since I was now paying the full rate, I decided to really use that reserved status. Every day, I parked in a different reserved spot. Never illegal, never malicious, just chaotic enough to keep him guessing. One morning, I parked in the spot directly across from his old one, sipped my coffee, and watched as he drove in, hesitated, and then slowly reversed back out. Eventually, I stopped the game. But for 2 glorious weeks, I reminded a very angry man that his entitlement didn't make him king of the garage.